Sorry. So this video, I'm not reading them off of anything. I'm basically going straight off what I remember from like scary stories I've heard, whether it be online. Yeah, well, I mean they're all from online, and some of my own. So, okay. So the first one is my sleep paralysis dream that I've had one time. I remember it was a couple years ago, and in my room we had a bunk bed, right? I would sleep on the top, my little brother would sleep on the bottom, and so, and nothing scary happened the night before I had the sleep paralysis dream. So I don't know where it came from, but I wake up in the middle of it's like in the middle of the night, but it's like in the morning, like it's bright, like the sun and like the light was shining through my window, but I was facing my doorway, and right in front of my door, we have like a washer and dryer stacked on top of each other. This is my old house, and I seen like a black silhouette, like a black figure, like standing around the door like this, and like I couldn't see his face because he's like all black. It's like a black silhouette. Just his head was poking around, and it was tall, and you'd think like I'd be scared and stuff like that, but it was like the adrenaline was like pumping through my body so fast and so much. I remember I started like screaming at it. I started screaming like get out and like all this other stuff. And remember, with sleep paralysis you can't move, so it's a horrible dream. You know, you can't wake up, you have to wait, and you can't move, so you're just sitting there letting this thing do whatever. And unlike everybody else's stories where theirs moves, mine never moved. Mine was just standing there, staring at me. It was terrifying. But, yeah, and I started screaming at it and everything. I tried calling for my dad. I started screaming, Dad, Dad, Dad. I started screaming for my mom. No one ever came, no one ever answered or anything, so I'm just laying in my bed, looking at this thing, and I can't move or like close my eyes to look away from it. I'm literally just like dead locked on to looking at it this whole time while it's staring right back at me. Oh my god, my room's dark. It's making it 10 times worse. But yeah, so that was one of my scariest experiences ever. Okay, so for story number 2. This is not something that's happened to me. This is a scary story that I've just heard like online. Okay, so there was like this little so there was this kid, right? And he was around, I can't remember, I think he was like 15, 16, like around my age. And he was like, I don't remember, I can't remember, he lived in like Nebraska or something like that. And his parents would like leave like often, you know, he'd be home alone and stuff like that. And it was winter time there in Nebraska, and so, you know, in winter it gets dark really early, and everything like that. And his parents left, and so everything was normal. I can't believe I actually remember this much, but he, I think he went up to get, okay, so his house, right, there was a attic, a second story, a first floor, and then a basement. His room was in the basement, and but his like gaming room was up in the second floor. And so he went down to his gaming or he went down to his room in the basement, and he was hearing something walking around upstairs. And so he got a little scared. He did have 2 dogs. He was hearing something walking around upstairs, and so he thought, oh, you know, it's just the dogs. And mind you, it's probably like 7 or 8. I think that's what the story said. It was like 7 or 8 at night, so it's dark already, like really dark, because it's already middle of winter. Very dark outside. His parents aren't home. You can hear the snow hitting the glass and the sides of the house. Hang on. And remember, he was hearing footsteps upstairs, right, on the first floor, because he's in the basement. Well, starts to get like louder and like more aggressive and like faster, like something was running. So he goes up to check, and his dogs weren't inside. He looked outside and his dogs were out in the fence. You know how people have their dogs like fenced in sometimes? That's where they were. And so he got really confused and kind of like got a little suspicious, like what was going on. And at this point he was already kind of terrified because he hears walking and he hears footsteps. He goes upstairs where the footsteps were, and his dogs aren't up there, so it couldn't have been them. So now he's stuck home alone in the dark, and he can't really do much about it, you know. So he goes back down to his room for like 10 minutes, and then he decides he gets hungry, so he goes back upstairs. At this point, he's already kind of forgotten about it, you know. And then he goes up to the attic, or not the attic, the second floor, where his gaming room is. Around this time, it's around 8:30 to 9:30, and he's, you know, playing video games and everything like that, so he gets distracted. A really bad storm starts coming in, and he can hear it, and his phone goes off, and it's sitting there ringing. And so he picks it up and he says hello, and it's his parents, and they just tell him, and they're letting him know that a really big storm's coming. And so he said, okay. Alright, I kind of forgot where I was. But okay, so you know, he's like, okay, alright, thank you, love you. He asks them when they're gonna be home. They said, it'd be another couple hours. So he says, okay, and they eventually get off the phone about 10 minutes later, and he also gets a notification on his phone that from the weather app, like telling him like that they could lose power and stuff like that, and that there was like really big storm coming. And so what ends up happening is this whole time he's gaming and stuff, he's not paying attention to his phone battery, and the phone is actually about to die, and he doesn't know that. So just remember that, okay? And so couple like another 15 minutes goes by, and he hears the exact same footsteps downstairs, except this time they're running like full sprint, like boom 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 around the house. And so his heart sinks. He doesn't know what to do. He's frozen. He wants to go get up and lock his door, but he can't. He just can't move. And then he hears boom 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 boom, and he hears something he hears something coming up the stairs. And at this point he has no time, so he hurry up, gets up, locks the door, and then runs back. And he puts he like kind of like gets on his bed, and he doesn't know what to do. He can't jump out the window, because what's he gonna do then? His parents aren't home. And so he's sitting in the corner of his room waiting, and then guess what? Boom, the power goes out. And then when he goes to pick up his phone to call his parents, guess what? His phone's dead. So, and then now he's terrified. His phone's dead. He can't do anything. The power is out. Something or someone is inside of his house right now. And then they hear it go boom, 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 back down the stairs. And it's running pretty fast. And then he hears the attic door drop down and hit the floor. He hears the creaking of it slowly at first, and then he hears it bang against the floor. And then he hears boom, 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 boom. And whatever was downstairs just ran upstairs now, probably to investigate what that loud bang was. And while this kid is sitting inside of his room in the corner scared, he hears something go creak, 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 creak up the attic ladder. And then he hears boom, a really loud bang, and it sounds like the thing closes. Okay, another hour goes by, and he thinks like, okay, you know, I need to go try to something. The power turns back on, okay? The power turns back on. He left his charger in the basement in his room. So, he ends up full sprint, Usain Bolt, booking it down to the basement. He gets down there, grabs his charger, and then guess what? As soon as he gets down to the basement, boom, the lights go out. Everything shuts down, everything. His phone's dead. That thing, whatever it was, is somewhere in the house still. Now he's in an even worse position. He's in the basement, in his room, in the dark. Okay? He has no light down there. He never brought a flashlight with him. They don't have flashlights in the basement. And then he hears boom, boom, boom. And he hears something coming down the basement stairs. And he was in the corner of his room and it's dark. He never shut his door in the basement. He doesn't know where the door is. It's completely pitch black. And then he hears something